Life is not meaningless. The meaning of life is the meaning that we assign to it. Subjectivity does not necessarily equate to non-existence. I would cite language as an example here, but nihilists argue that that is meaningless too, so I'll abstain. Although the subjective is certainly important, problems occur when the subjective is valued over the objective. But that's a discussion for another day. It is quite fortunate that there is no definitive meaning of life. No gods, no masters. Someone who's a fairly independent thinker, I would find it depressing to have to conform to some preformed notion of the meaning of life. A lack of independent, verifiable meaning would seem to only pose a problem to a dependent thinker, whose lack of self-esteem forces them to seek external verification for even their own existence. It seems that the notion of a defined meaning of life could be a quite useful control device. I guess that would explain why various theists always talk about God giving meaning to life. I feel nihilism is partially a scar of religion. From birth, many people have their self-worth degraded by disgusting, death-obsessed mythologies, which by claiming to provide a meaning to life, suck up the human spirit and let people stop thinking for themselves. Being used to having all the answers presented to them in a nice little package, many people never bother to give meaning to their own life. Religion is a disgusting form of emotional abuse on so many levels. Believing that Jesus was God is not only equally delusional to believing you are God, it is equally as unhealthy. I was fortunate to grow up in a very secular family. My problem is, I have so many goals, ambitions, and things I enjoy doing that I can't decide what to pursue with my limited time alive here on Earth. My goals and ambitions give my life meaning. If there is anything that even gives you pleasure, then your life can have meaning. Even something as shallow as enjoying sex can provide meaning to someone's life. Upon further thought, there is some objective meaning to life. Although this can be disproved in a deeper analysis, one can posit that the meaning of life is to survive and pass on one's genes. Feel that a nihilist that found themselves lost in the wilderness would soon find meaning in their lives, or at the very least would stop a positive assertion at the lack of meaning. This biological determinism plays a small role in the meaning of my own life. My greatest ambition is to raise a lot of emotionally healthy children who appeal to logic instead of appealing to mythology. I also feel that this is one of the best things I can do to further liberty and help society, as really the other political approaches don't seem, in my opinion, to be going very far. I have enough self-esteem and self-worth where I do not need to appeal to any sort of meaning of life. I can find enough meaning in just existing and doing the things I like to do. In conclusion, I would like to posit that life is not meaningless, but also the very notion that there should be a definition of the meaning of life is absurd and dehumanizing.